Alright, so today I'll be going over the step-by-step system that I personally have used for my agency in order to help me book the excessive amount of appointments that I do. These steps are just the basics of what Xavier does and uses in order to help our clients actually book more appointments. So I'll give you some game. It's up to you whether you want to take it or not. But if you end up watching through the whole video, why not test it out, tweak your offer a bit, see if you have some missing pieces that could be implemented into it in order to help you better resonate with your niche, which will help you book more appointments with your prospects. So in reality, offers really aren't that hard to build, okay? Especially if you're familiar with your niche and your market and you've taken the time to better understand them, their wants and their needs and their pain points. But the best thing that I have found to do, and I think it's something that you could take into consideration, is to be as intensive as you can possibly get when it comes to solving your niche's pain points and figuring out exactly what they want and the goals that they do have. Now, me personally, since I outreach to agency owners because I'm helping them book more appointments, what I do is I just simply go back to the past, okay? In the past, I was outreaching to B2B businesses doing the same exact thing that I'm helping agency owners to solve. And while I was, reaching out to B2B businesses at the time, I was working with physical therapists and I was working with youth sports clubs. So, through my experience with this, I've noticed all the pain points included in starting up an agency, trying to scale it, all the internals into that. But with that, I sort of have an advantage when it comes to knowing and better understanding exactly what agency owners are going through when they're trying to help out their clients or reach out to prospects. Now, with these pain points understood, you're able to actually alter your copywriting and alter the ways that you approach them, because with it, if you better understand the ways that they feel and, the way that they speak, it's way easier to start up a conversation in order to get that appointment booked for yourself. Not only that, when you understand where they actually congregate, you can also better outreach towards them on those platforms, because that is what will give you the best chances of interacting with more people. So basically, the offer that I have created for my agency, Xavier, is that we help agency owners automate their appointment booking, okay, which is a pain point that they clearly have because people are not consistent with their outreach, and we know that if we automate it for them, then it's easier for them to book more appointments. And then not only that, I'm also giving them my tips and tricks and knowledge that I have learned and personally building my agency too. So they have me and my services implemented into their agency in order to make them an extra 5-10K a month. Now, once again, this offer has come from me really understanding the pain points of the niche, which is agency owners. And I know with that, I'm able to better help them and better help them resonate with what I'm saying. Just because I know with outreach, it can be time consuming, it can be boring, it can be hard to do, it can be a bit confusing. So why not have me and my agency come in and automate it for my clients? And remember, the main goal that you should have as an entrepreneur or business owner is to help those that you are reaching out to. You must come with wholehearted empathy and sympathy for what they're going through, and you must help them understand that your service is the answer to solving their problems. Okay, you're not going to get anywhere by focusing on what you want to say. You have to think about what they want and what they need in order to get to where they want to be. So in the step-by-step system that I've created, basically it's only 5 steps that you must take in order to build an offer that is very good and, actually a good infrastructure for you to go off of and test different versions of. But with it, if you wrote these down right now and tried to at least brainstorm and think of things that would fit into each of these questions that I'm going to ask, you'd be able to create something that is going to resonate with your niche and connect with more people. All right, so the first step to this is, who are you servicing? So basically, your job here is to figure out who is exactly the person that you are outreaching to, and it should be one singular person, a generalized version of your niche. And with this, you have to figure out exactly the things that they like, the things that they hate, the things that they love, the things that they have become passionate about, different scenarios and things that you've taken from each reply or appointment that you've had in the past, and then you use these to compile it into someone who is going to want to have your services. So who are the services for? What niche are you in? What is your ideal prospect? What are their desires? These are questions that should come up, and with this, like I said, it would help you better understand exactly who you are outreaching to. Okay, so the second step that I have for you is to figure out, where will you get this person or this niche? So the question that you have to ask yourself right now is, what will your services do to get them from where they are currently to where they want to be? Okay, where exactly do they want to be? Of course, I think basically every business wants client acquisition, every business wants client retention. So you can work off of those two and figure out exactly what your service does in order to nurture clients, keep clients, generate leads, whatever you are doing, whether it be advertising or, content creation, anything like that. So questions that you can ask yourself in this scenario would be, what will you get them? What value will you provide that will have them in their desired situation when they're done with you? So you have to basically put yourself in the scenario where you are building a bridge between where they currently are and where they want to be, and figure out exactly where they want to be, because that will help you better understand what you need to build your offer around in order to better resonate with them. So the third step that you have to ask yourself is, how long will it take? Okay, how long will it take for you to get your client to this desired situation? So the thing that's very common is that client churn rate is about 3 to 6 months. Okay, in that time period is usually when clients usually fall off with you and they stop actually staying on that recurrent payment for your services. Now you have to figure out how to make your offer and your services as good as possible so that you can get them to where they want to be in the shortest amount of time. Okay, with this, of course, you'll be able to charge way more upfront also, and then not only that, you can actually keep them for longer because they'll be seeing even greater results. So questions you can ask yourself in this scenario would be, how long will it take you to provide results for them? You must find a way to make the time period, like I said, as short as 3 to 6 months so that people are more willing to actually engage in what you're doing. And even if they do end up quitting in that time frame, you've already got them to where they want to be. And there's not really any, bad layoff when it comes to the separation of you and that client. All right, so you got your avatar and who you're servicing. You've got their desired situation and where your services will get them. You also got how long it will take for you to get them to that desired situation. But now, on top of that, you must apply a guarantee, okay? You must build trust between yourself and the people that you are outreaching to. So with business nowadays, especially when people don't really have much money, there's a lot of trust that goes into people purchasing your services. So now you have to figure out exactly what guarantee you'll give them so that they can better trust you and your providence of what they want and getting them to where they want to be. Simply put, nowadays with the way that the digital marketing space has gone, you cannot have an offer without a guarantee. Okay, we've gotten to the point where scammers are not allowed. You must actually hold yourself up to a standard to where you must provide services, and if not, if you fail, then you have to go in the red for them, okay, or at least reimburse them the money that they did spend on you. And I personally think that a guarantee is actually very beneficial, not only to them but to you too, because it holds you to a standard to where you can lose too. Okay, I think both sides should have some skin in the game when it comes to commitment and getting you guys to where you want to be. Now, some of the best guarantees do involve you going in the red for them, but you don't really have to take it that far, especially if you're just starting out. You at least just giving them a refund if things don't go right is something that is perfectly reasonable, and I'm sure you can get a lot of clients through that. So yeah, like I said, the main thing that you should be doing as a business owner is inciting trust between you and the prospects. When you incite trust, it makes it easier for them to reply to you. It makes it easier for them to communicate, book a call, and then of course with that, they'll be way more willing to become a client if they trust you and your services to the fullest extent. And you can gain this trust not only by having a great offer, but also showing that you can provide your services on your profiles or however you outreach them, whether it be through testimonials, case studies, whatever else. Do what you must do in order to gain trust between you and the people you're reaching out to. And now, you've got everything you needed. You have exactly who you're outreaching to. You've gotten the service. You've gotten the time span. You've gotten the guarantee. Now you just have to package it all together so that it doesn't sound like a jumble of words that is just filled with BS. Right? So all packaging your service really is making it as simple as possible with as less words as you can. And then with this, you also create a name so that people, when they hear this type of system or whatever your service is, they automatically translate it into what you got going on. So with Xavier, we've called it our stairway to heaven to client acquisition. Okay, the word stairway to heaven, this is something that'll stick with us. And of course, when you hear it in terms of the agency space, it'll be way easier to relate it to Xavier just because that is what we've gone by. So the questions that you have to ask yourself now is, what exactly will you name your service? And how will you make the name as alluring as possible in order for people to actually want to hear more about exactly what you're doing. So when people hear Xavier and they see Stairway to Heaven client acquisition, I mean, it kind of allures them into wanting to come in and learn more about exactly what we mean. And with this, of course, it's way easier, like I said, to help people gravitate towards what you're doing just because you put a nice name towards your service and you've packaged it very well. I mean, the biggest brand have famous slogans that entice you into actually wanting to see more about their products. I mean, you got Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Of course, with this, you're trying to figure out exactly how it is and you want to test it out yourself. So this entices you to actually go into Disneyland and see what it's about. For Nike, just do it. Of course, it's inspiring, but you're trying to figure out exactly what we're doing. So, and of course, maybe with that slogan, you'd end up checking out their website, seeing that they're an athleisure brand, and then with that, you'd buy their products to see how it will help you better perform in your athletics. And then Dunkin' Donuts, I mean, their slogan is America runs on Dunkin'. This has no correlation towards donuts, but it makes you actually wonder exactly what we're running on. Like, how is America running on Dunkin'? What does that even mean? So it makes you check out their stuff, and of course with that you see a delicious pink strawberry frosted donut and you're like, let me cop. So yeah, those are the 5 steps that you can use in order to create a pretty good offer for your agency. I'm sure you'll be able to at least sign 1 or 2 clients with something that is well thought out by using these 5 steps, and you've made sure to actually make it enticing enough for people to want to reply to you. Okay. Of course, in Xavier's program, we go way more intensive with this. So if you are interested, you can book a call in the link down below, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about how we could help you with outreaching. But I mean, honestly, that's it for the video. So that's all from me. I'll speak to you soon. Hopefully you implement these strategies and see where it takes you, and it's time to take action.